Hey guys, it's Fishing to PNW. It's winter out here in Washington. It's mid to late January right now, and I finally got a day where it's not pouring rain, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna play with this deeper fish finder here for a little bit. And my friend here is holding the phone, which is showing it right now. It's not reading anything because it's not in the water, but once we throw it in the water, you'll see it start to read. So it's only about between 6.5 and 7 foot here, and if I remember correctly, from where we're standing on shore, it drops off pretty quick. So let's check out the depths out there. So that's a pretty long cast, and it's reading about 23.5 feet right now. So this Bluetooth does have pretty good range. I'm pretty sure you won't be able to outcast the range of it, which is nice. So right now we're in 23.9 foot of water, about 24. So let's go ahead and start reeling kind of slowly, and we should start to see it come up the slope once we hit where the drop is. Okay, so still about 23. Let's see, it's readjusting now. So 20.4. So you have to remember, based on where the tie on this, if you reel it pretty fast, it's going to be, the beam isn't going to be pointing straight down. So let's just keep reeling it slowly here. And as you can see from the app, now the depth is gradually getting shallower. Okay, so we were in about 23. Now we're getting pretty shallow. I haven't played with it enough to see if you can set a warning for it, but I'm guessing that's just telling you that you're getting shallow. So now we're up in about 13 feet. So if you're a shore fisherman and you can't just rely on topographs or whatever you can find online, then this is a great tool for you. And as bass fishermen, two of the most important things we need to know are the depths and the water temperature. And right now the water temperature is 46 degrees and the depth is about 10 feet. So for all you shore fishermen, this is a great tool for you to be able to learn learn what you're actually throwing at when you're fishing from shore. So let's go ahead and throw it over there a bit, see what it's like. Okay, over there is about 17 feet, and that's not too far off of shore. So let's go ahead and reel it up a bit and see what it is. So I reeled about 4 or 5 feet and went from about 17 to about 13 to 12 feet. And as you can see right here, we're reading something, and based on what I see from the shoreline, I'm guessing that log that you can see right there is extending out. So I'm pretty sure that what the deeper is reading right now is that log. So as bass fishermen, that's extremely crucial, because you know that bass are likely going to be holding to that wood, and it's 46 degrees right now, so the bass likely aren't shallow right now. But okay, so we've reeled it a bit more, and if you can kind of see, I don't know how well you can see the fish finder right now, but from where it is to where that log is, now it's past it, so it's not reading that log anymore. So another thing I wanted to point out is that this fish finder itself weighs roughly 3.5 ounces. So you're gonna need a rod that's strong enough to throw it. So if you're gonna get a deeper for casting and fishing from shore, you definitely need a rod that can handle at least 3.5 ounces. And most heavy flipping sticks are rated for between 1.5 and 2 ounces. And you can probably get away with using that. You just don't want to whip your cast out there. You're gonna have to lob it. Right now I'm using a 711 heavy Powell Max SwimbaitRod, which is rated up to 8 ounces. And I'm throwing it on a Daiwa Lexa 300 with 65-pound braid. And this is probably overkill, but this is just going to be a little bit of extra assurance that you're not going to damage your rod, or you're not going to accidentally cast your deeper off and have to go swimming for it. So with a rod like this, you can see it doesn't stress it too much, but with a flipping stick, you might be overloading your rod a little. So if you're using a flipping stick, I would recommend just a soft cast. Just kind of lob it out there like that. That way you won't put too much strain on your rod. But if you have a swimbait rod like this, you can really chuck it out there. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can actually cast far enough to where we're out of the Bluetooth range. I don't think we will though. Okay, so I'm not even going to try to estimate, but that's a really long cast. And oh, look at that, we're actually not reading, so we're outside of the range right now. So if you do have the right equipment, you can chuck it out there far enough to where it won't read. So let's go ahead and reel a little bit. See when it starts to catch again. Nothing yet. Let's see, it says connecting, so I think we're still out of range. Okay. Alright guys, so we actually cast it outside of the range and it disconnected from the deeper, and this is my first time using the app, so after a little bit of troubleshooting, what you end up having to do is you have to go into your Bluetooth settings and you have to unpair it, and then you turn your Bluetooth on and off, and then you put the deeper into water like this so that it powers on, and then you have to repair it to your phone. So if you look at the deeper, here's the front of it. Right there you see those two metal dots. So that actually detects the water, and that's what actually turns this on. So when you have it out of the water, it's off and it's not draining your battery. So you put it into the water and then you repair it with your phone, and then you make another cast out, and there you go, you're getting your data again. Alright, so since it's winter, I'm not going to be actually doing any really fishing today. The weather wasn't supposed to be this nice, so this is kind of a quick impromptu trip out to show you how it works. But let me try something here. So we're in about 14 feet of water right here. I'm going to set my rod down, and then I'm going to try to throw a swim bait under it to see if it registers. Alright, so we're getting shallow. We're in about 11 and a half feet right now. But let's go ahead and, this is new, I haven't even thrown it yet. This is the new 10-inch Savage Gear line through swim bait. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this to swim under the deeper and register as a fish. Okay, so this is a slow sink, so I'm gonna let it sink for a few seconds, and then just slowly reel it in, and we'll see if we can get it close enough to register on a deeper. Oh, actually, no, I gotta let it sink more. I wasn't even under it, so let's try to do that again. There we go. Oh, was that it? I registered something. Oh, there it is. See? I have it on the narrow beam right now. It'd probably work better if I had it on the wide beam. Let's go ahead and change that setting really quick. So you go to the frequency, and 290 Hertz is the narrow beam and 90 Hertz is the wide beam. So let's switch it over to the wide beam and let's try this again. Let's get it kind of close, and then let's just let it sink and see what happens. Oh, see, there it is. As you can see, we changed the setting to the wide beam, and now it's registering my swim bait as it's falling. And I'm probably going to be out of range pretty soon because I'm kind of reeling it a little bit with my handle. But so you guys can see it again, let's do it one more time. So let's kill it right about there. Let's see what happens. Oh, there it goes, see? So as it's sinking, you can see my swim bait. So it is going to register the fish. So like I said, right now the fish are mostly going to be deeper, probably more towards the center of the lake, since it's only 46-degree water temp and it's still winter in Washington. But as you can see, the deeper fish finder works, and I'm going to be using this throughout the year, so you guys will see more video when it actually gets time for the main bass fishing season, to where I could actually mark fish on this and hopefully catch them. Alright guys, stay tuned.